Okay, so I've been very honest about the fact that I wasn't a fan of the Odyssey. For me personally, I just feel like it lacked immersion. It felt like it was a product, not a work of art. It felt like this was made to sell something to you, not to move you. And I didn't dislike the movie for cultural war reasons. I can separate those two things. If I enjoyed the story, even if I didn't agree with the social commentary, I would have been honest about it. But unfortunately, I just didn't enjoy the movie in general. If you want to hear more about my thoughts on the movie in general, I'll link my review down below so you can watch that if you want. So, look, I went into this genuinely wanting to like it, wanting to have my mind changed. I'm always wanting to have that amazing movie theater experience, that pure escapism. That's the reason I love movies, to have those magical movie moments. I'm never going into a movie wanting it to fail, but I'm not going to be dishonest like I feel like a lot of people are. I'm not saying everybody, not saying that, but we'll get into that a bit more later. But look, I've never been saying that this movie would be a box office failure. This is a Christopher Nolan movie. Sorry, a bit sick. I work with children, okay? It happens on basically a weekly basis. So anyway, very honest from the start, I knew this would be a box office success. So usually massive financial returns seemingly validate a film's artistic worth and broad audience satisfaction. There's been Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, Transformers: Age of Extinction. Both of those movies crossed the billion-dollar line at the box office. And yeah, both of those movies are notoriously disliked among fans. Making $1 billion isn't always the mark of a movie that is going to have a lasting impact on people. Yet high box office results can also be driven from strong marketing, star power, and pre-existing brand interest rather than pure cinematic quality. And in this case, the brand is Christopher Nolan, and I'm not saying that everybody secretly disliked the movie and they were all afraid to say so. Definitely not. I think a lot of people genuinely enjoyed it, but I have seen quite a few reviews that did give me the feeling they were holding back. That is just speculation on my part. I completely acknowledge that. I don't know what people are thinking. It feels like in movie circles to criticize Christopher Nolan is almost blasphemy to people. It feels like a lot of Nolan fanboys, not all of them, but a lot of them, do take it like it's a personal insult to them if you criticize him. It's like they want to be seen as pseudo-intellectuals, and if they say they don't like the movie, it's like they are saying they don't get the movie, instead of, being able to separate those two things and just say that, hey, I got the movie, I just didn't like it. And yet again, I want to make it clear, I'm not talking about every Christopher Nolan fanboy or fangirl. I'm not even talking about the mega fans. I'm talking about a particular subset of fans. Look, a lot of people, myself included, have that particular director that they will get their butts in seats if their name is attached. For me, it's Mike Flanagan. We have wildly different political opinions, but I think he's still, regardless, a very talented director, even if I don't like some of the commentary he jams into his work. Like I said earlier, I can separate those two things, and I think he's talented. So I'll go see basically everything that he does, and I'll admit that. So if Christopher Nolan is that guy for you, I'm not trying to shame you for that. I'm talking a subset of the Nolan fan base, the ones that attack others for not agreeing with their worldview, in which Nolan isn't just a figure to be admired, but almost worshipped. Such is their fervent, slavish devotion to their cinematic god. I just feel like the discourse surrounding this movie has reached levels of I'd say idolatry that I've never seen in a movie before. In all the time I've been on YouTube, I've never seen anything like this. It's like there's this one guy, I won't name names, I'm not about stirring the pot, but he said he's seen it over 6 times, and look, if that's how you want to spend your time, go for it. But he's also attacked his own fans for expressing dislike for the movie. And when I say dislike, I don't mean rude comments or trolling or even political comments, which get people very easily in their emotions, but I'm just talking regular comments saying, hey, I dislike the movie. And he's like, oh, you're wrong, you're stupid. And I've seen that sort of attitude from so many people who have genuinely been fairly middle of the road so far. And it's like, what is it about this particular movie and this particular director that has people so in their emotions? So when it comes to the box office success, did it prove the haters wrong? Like I said, I never said that it would be a box office flop. I always knew this would make money. It's yet to reach the $1 billion mark, but I do believe it will. But in a world with increasingly dodgy practices within sites like Rotten Tomatoes and the Oscars seeming less like a mark of quality and more like pageantry, and box ticking, pushing movies with the right message over quality, it's getting harder to know what to believe in. So do I just have a case of sour grapes that people liked a movie that I disliked? No, I don't care if people enjoyed it. I care that so many people are attacking people for not enjoying it. I care that this was marketed as a progressive, modern approach, and then they shunned Greek representation. I care that Nolan removing the mythological aspects as much as he could felt like removing ghosts from Ghostbusters. I care that Hollywood will take this as a lesson in all the wrong things. Ultimately, these days it feels like it's getting harder and harder to tell what's the better movie and what has the better marketing campaign. Unless, of course, you've seen it yourself. But movie reviews, movie critics should be able to tell you the truth about something so you know where to spend your hard-earned money. Unfortunately, it feels like more and more of them are scared to tell the truth. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are down below. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in another video.